What's up YouTube? I'm back again bringing you more Synchron content. Last week I gave you guys a taste of the versatility of Synchrons in Master Duel and all the different ways that you can get into Junk Speeder in order to outplay your opponent. Now, of course, this deck has a ton of possibilities, especially going second, and can be very fluid with your combo lines and the different directions that you can go in if you're trying to break your opponent's board or play through multiple hand traps or interruptions. But this week, I'm going to focus on what is the stock combo for when you resolve Junk Speeder going first, of course, assuming that your opponent does not resolve Max C. And that's going to be ripping your opponent's hand for 3 cards as well as setting up 3 negates on the board. With that being said, let's get right into the gameplay. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. This deck can usually play through 1 to 2 interruptions, sometimes even 3, depending on your opening hand. Check out my last video, which I'll link to here, to see some of the different ways that you can get into Junk Speeder using Adventure, Kashtira, and the Diabellstar engines to play through hand traps. The replay I'm showing you today plays through an Effect Veiler and an Infinite Impermanence. We run multiple cards to get into our level 1 tuner, and you'll see our Diabellstar Witch get negated here, so we'll have to use Synchro Overtake instead to summon Jet Synchron, which will allow us to synchro into Excel Stardust Synchro Dragon. If you're able to get into Excel Synchro Dragon without using your normal summon, you will be able to get to Junk Speeder regardless of whether you open a level 4 in hand or not. The way that we do that is by using Jet Synchron's effect to search for Junk Servant once we synchro into Excel. Red Reboot is a must run for this deck because it will cover you against Imperm. Now that we have Excel Synchro Dragon on the field with Jet Synchron revived from the graveyard, we can normal summon Junk Servant and use Excel Synchro's effect to synchro into a Stardust Dragon and an unaffected Junk Speeder. Now that we have resolved Junk Speeder, I'm going to pause the video for a moment here to show you the steps that are going to take us through the rest of the combo. So feel free to pause and screenshot for your reference if you're trying to learn the combo. One thing to consider is that this combo requires us to be able to revive one of our level 1 tuners from the graveyard, either Revolution Synchron or Jet Synchron. Many times, you will have to use one or both of these effects to put yourself in a position to get into Speeder, or you might turn off Jet Synchron's ability to special summon itself by searching for Junk Servant, which is the case in this replay here. So keep that in mind. But as long as you have one of those special summons still available to you once you get into Junk Speeder, you will be able to pull this combo off. First, you'll activate Stardust Synchron to search for Stardust Illumination, which will allow you to summon Stardust Trail from your deck as long as you have a Stardust Synchro on the board. Then you'll synchro into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon using Junk Speeder and Revolution Synchron as materials, which will give you a monster negate on board. Now, while you still have Stardust Dragon on the field, you'll activate Stardust Illumination to summon Trail from your deck. Then, you'll use Trail with Assault Synchron to summon Stardust Charge Warrior. This will allow you to draw a card and summon a level 1 token to the board. Next, you'll activate Stardust Illumination's Graveyard effect to increase the level of Stardust Charge Warrior, and then synchro into Trishula using Charge Warrior and your 2 level 1s. This will allow you to rip your opponent's hand for 1 card, as well as banish a card from their field and graveyard if possible. Now you are going to synchro summon Crimson Dragon using Stardust Dragon and Stardust Synchron, and summon one of your level 1 tuners from the graveyard. Then tribute Trishula or any other Synchro Dragon monster with Stardust Synchron in order to special summon itself and trigger Assault Synchron and Stardust Trail's effects, which will bring back the Dragon Synchro that you tributed and summon back Stardust Trail. Now you can use Trishula and your level 1 tuner to synchro into Baron de Fleur. Then you will use Crimson Dragon's effect to target Baron and synchro into Bestial Dispater. And now you can use your remaining level 4s to synchro into Frame Lord Omega. This will complete your setup, and you can now use Frame Lord Omega's effect to handrip your opponent, and then do it a second time by using Bestial Dispater to resummon Omega after it banishes itself. Then you can end your turn with an Omni Negate and Baron the floor, a Monster Negate with Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and your choice of destroying your opponent's monster or negating their effect with Bestial Dissipator. Stay tuned for the deck list. Alright, just to wrap things up, I'm going to run through the deck list really quick. I should note that this is an updated list from the last one I showed in my other video with some minor tweaks. Based on the March 8th updated ban list, I'm now running 2 copies of Water Enchantress, and in order to fit that second one, I decided to cut 1 copy of Max C. The reason being that Max C doesn't really help this deck a ton because we're not playing any other hand traps to draw into. And I felt like half the time I saw it in my hand, it was a brick going first, or it would get negated going second. I also tried cutting 1 Reborn Tengu as well as 1 Jet Synchron, but seemed to be missing those cards more, so I settled on Max C. With the Adventure engine being more consistent now, in combination with Kashtira, this deck relies more on breaking boards than hand traps. I also cut Kashtira Riseheart to include a second copy of Sakatama. Originally, I was running the Kashtira Riseheart for a searchable level 4 off the Kashtira engine, but I found that I rarely need to use this because when I needed to find a level 4, I'd usually just search for Junk Servant using Jet Synchron instead. So I think that the second copy of Sakatama is more valuable, being able to use its effect to normal summon itself without burning your regular normal summon. So that's going to be it for today. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.